Stop for a second and imagine this. You're lying in bed, replaying every conversation you had today, cringing at something you said 7 hours ago, creating a dozen different endings to that awkward chat with your boss, or worrying endlessly about a future that hasn't even happened. If that sounds like you, you're not alone. Overthinkers, this is your wake-up call. Because today, on the Growth Mindset Project, I'm diving into strategies for overthinkers that you don't want to miss. Stick around, because these tips might just change your life. Before we go further, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you won't miss any more life-changing strategies to level up your mindset. Let's grow together, one insight at a time. So, let's get into it. Strategies for overthinkers. If your thoughts feel like a non-stop treadmill that you can't switch off, it's time to interrupt that cycle. The first unconventional strategy actually comes from hearing yourself talk. I know it sounds odd, but record yourself. Yes, actually record yourself, even if it feels awkward. Let your thoughts and ruminations flow. Don't censor anything, then listen back. More often than not, when we listen to our own monologue out loud, we catch just how much fluff and noise fills our heads. Suddenly, problems that seemed massive feel less significant, and you realize you've been giving equal weight to every single thought, making nothing truly important anymore. Here's the thing: if everything feels urgent and meaningful, you end up paralyzing yourself. The art of getting below the neck, so to speak, is about moving out of the mental theater and back into real life, back into your body and into the present moment. That's how you start filtering which thoughts deserve your attention and which can just drift by. Sometimes you literally need to say to yourself, I don't have the capacity or bandwidth to care about that now. And that's okay. Not everything requires a full mental investigation. For overthinkers, another crucial mindset shift is understanding that letting things go doesn't mean giving up. It's about recognizing the limits of your influence. Ask yourself, is this something I can actually control? Or am I sweating over weather patterns and past mistakes that are simply part of life's landscape? One of my favorite tactics is what I call barbiturate logic, not quite as wild as it sounds. It's about intentionally slowing down your thoughts. If your mind usually races with 1,000 ideas per minute, try aiming for half that speed. Picture yourself consciously creating a mental filter so only the most useful thoughts come through, allowing you to craft a meaningful story or solution with half the words. Overthinkers often talk in circles, missing the forest for the trees. By cutting the noise, you make room for clarity and insight. Now, if you want something practical for today, practice the pause principle. Wise people often say the most with the fewest words. The next time you give advice or have a big idea, try to pause before you speak and ask yourself, is this truly necessary? Am I saying something that matters, or am I just filling air? Sometimes, a simple pause or a single, meaningful sentence can stick with a person for years, much longer than a drawn-out explanation. By this point, you might be nodding along or fighting the urge to overanalyze even these strategies. If so, now's the perfect moment. If you're finding value in this episode, hit that like button and drop a comment below. Let me know. What's the one thought you wish you could stop replaying? Let's open up and support each other. Continuing on, let's talk about the way overthinkers try to solve, fix, or teach in every interaction. Have you noticed you sometimes over-explain or dive so deep into giving advice that you actually steal the moment from someone else? Overthinkers often want to control the outcome of every conversation, but the real growth happens when you let others reach their own conclusions. When you let the truth settle in their world, they own it, and something powerful happens. They grow, and so do you. It's the same technique masterful leaders or directors use. Instead of telling someone exactly what to do, they guide with questions or hints, letting you own the insight. Which brings us to one more strategy for overthinkers. Ask more open-ended questions. and do it for yourself too. When you're tempted to micromanage your thoughts or someone else's process, step back. Don't just ask, "How are you?" Try asking, "What's been the most surprising part of your week?" Broad questions make it easier to discover real answers, both in conversation and in self-reflection. Here's an advanced mindset tweak. Notice your language. Are you saying I, you, or we? When you use you a lot while giving advice, it can feel like you're talking at someone. Overthinkers sometimes default to I or you statements, which can either isolate or pressure. The word we is powerful and inclusive. We all struggle with replaying conversations in our heads. It's an invitation, a reminder that you are not alone in your battle with overthinking. And another thing, never be afraid to ask the questions you yourself need answers to. You might think it's just you wrestling with these pointless thoughts, but in reality, opening up to others can create space for new solutions you'd never discover on your own. That's what this project is about, collective growth through shared vulnerability. Let's pause for a moment. If you haven't yet, like this video, subscribe, and let's keep the conversation going in the comments. It's not just about watching, it's about engaging, learning, and helping each other grow. Now, I want to revisit something crucial. Not every thought needs to be dissected, not every question needs an immediate answer. When we release the pressure to solve everything, creativity and peace often slip in through the cracks. If you're an overthinker, consider practicing daily resets like short walks, deep breathing, or even journaling. Writing your thoughts down isn't just about release, it's about gaining perspective. When you see your thoughts on paper, you're one step removed from their emotional intensity. That distance often reveals what actually matters and what can be left behind. And here's another tactic. Make a habit of offering yourself as much grace as you do for others. Overthinkers are often their own harshest critics. Cultivate a practice of forgiving yourself for past mistakes and worries. Remind yourself that no one expects perfection and that growth happens when we let go, not when we clench tighter. One last mind hack. Surround yourself with people who make you feel interesting, not just those who are interesting themselves. There's a huge difference. Some people have an incredible talent for drawing out your best qualities. These are the friends, mentors, or even family members who ask genuine questions and let you arrive at your own conclusions. Lean into those connections and mirror their approach in your own life. Don't just be an interesting talker. Be the person who helps others discover their own insights. It's a win-win, and it fosters the kind of support system that every overthinker needs. All right, if you're someone who feels seen by these strategies for overthinkers, don't keep this to yourself. Check out our other videos for more actionable tips on mindset, self-discovery, and personal growth. Tap the bell to stay tuned, because you never know which strategy might be the breakthrough you've been waiting for.